Making his way to the cage now is Zack Patton of Apex Martial Arts. The Zack's Murderer is what they call him.
That's a good name.
Oh, very good name.
I can't hate on that. That's a great name.
I'll take credit for that in part.
You gave him the Zack's Murderer?
We have James London and, of course, Isaac Kawamoto. And Doc Parks walking out with Zack Patton.
John Norman fighting out of Reaction right here in Lexington.
We want to thank the new B2 Digital investors in both Detroit and New York who are watching tonight. A lot of growth going on right now for B2 Digital, Alex.
Absolutely. Again, the key to becoming rich on Wall Street is buy low, sell high. This is the lowest that BTDG is ever going to be. It's only getting bigger. If you're thinking about investing, you better do it now. You're going to literally lose money.
B2 Digital, once again, getting a lot of support. And the breaking news is new investors in Detroit and New York we want to thank for their support. We have Norman of Reaction MMA. Once again, we have Norman fighting out of the blue corner. Zack Patton, despite the new haircut, is still not the Axe Murderer, but the Zack's Murderer.
Nice.
Out of the red corner.
Both guys coming out looking good. Good and technical. Norman doing a good job of kind of stalking Patton there. Caging his back on the cage and landing a big punch. Patton seems to be okay. Norman with that right side underhook. Good head position. Patton staying busy trying to pummel in right side underhook. And now Norman has both unders. Patton doing a good job of using his underhook to circle off. Good foot jab, good foot feint there for Norman.
Both fighters are sticking with an orthodox stance.
Yeah, Norman changed his levels there. He bounced up, down, and then he came inside with the big left hand hook. Norman doing a good job of dominating these underhooks. I'd like to see him get a good lift. Patton snuck a crotch shot in there, completely incidental. Zack's rocking the Apex Martial Arts American Killer Bees. Head coach James London, purple belt.
Third man in the cage, Chris Kinman, veteran, resetting the position.
Patton's got a little mouse under his eye. He's keeping his hands a little low. He's just walking straight back. Now Patton's going to work on that single leg. Great job, but good hips there from Norman. What a scramble from Patton. Staying tough on that single leg. He's got to watch out for, well, nothing now.
One thing about Patton, Alex, is he is a hell of an athlete.
Yeah.
Slot receiver in college for Union College.
Nice.
He's only been training martial arts for not even a year.
Nice. He showed it off there. Good sweep there for Patton.
And Patton on top again. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Patton doing a great job of using his underhooks.
Wow.
Now Norm, they're like two bunny rabbits in a burlap sack.
Same thing, Zack.
These guys are going to work. Great stuff here. Good high guard here from Patton. Norman just going to town. Inside control.
25 seconds left in the first round.
Norman doing a good job of holding Patton's head on the cage right in front of us.
Let's get control.
Patton doing a good job of fighting the hands. Looks like he might be getting ready to shoot up a triangle here. Norman's keeping his head down hard. It's going to make it real easy for that triangle to shoot up. As we get right there, it might be a little too late here. And Norman's just going to go to town with the punches. What a first round.
What a first round. Didn't get to do much of an introduction for Norman. Main training partners are Chris Roberts, Cody Meredith, Darius Robinson, Quentin Riley, Seth McKenzie, and of course Professor Rob Nickerson is his head trainer out of Reaction MMA. Said at age 14 he had 2 amateur boxing bouts, won both of them. James London in there with Zack Patton. As I said earlier, Zack Patton is 1-0. After his first fight, what we've seen, Alex, is he cut his hair. He had the long, stringy hair. He cut it. He has almost more of a pretty boy look. Prior, I thought he looked like an axe murderer.
Yeah.
Now we've kind of adjusted it, and he's the Zack's murderer.
He's fighting like a Zack's murderer.
Almost more of a pretty boy look, you know, but that's all right. We can still stick with the
100%. Looks don't fight for you.
no.
Body, face, hair, none of it doesn't matter. It matters is the training. You can see the Zack's murderer has gotten some good training.
What's James London telling him there, Alex?
I can't really hear. James is quiet and reserved in the cage for the most part, from what I can see.
Not only James London, but also, once again, Isaac Kawamoto in the corner of the Zack's murderer.
I couldn't hear what James was saying, but whatever it was, I'm sure it was smart and correct. Touch the gloves on round 2. Zack kind of showing that level change there. Kind of led with his head. It's allowing Norman to get to work on this sprawl position. He's staying good and tough. So Norman going for this right side underhook here.
Come out to your left, to your right side.
Norman might be working
To the wrist, good job.
to take the back. Both guys just hanging out here.
Keep his right arm. Keep his right arm.
Corner of Norman telling him ahead of time, do not go to your back there.
Zack, keep his right arm.
Norman now threading this arm under. Looks like he might have.
Zack, keep his right arm. Fight to the right arm. Posture. There we go. Heavy. Good. Heavy. Don't give up that position.
What toughness there from Zack Patton.
Everyone is hit.
the resiliency and athleticism, Alex, of Zack Patton, his ability to stay on top. This is a matchup of two 1-0 amateur fighters. Could not ask for better action out of HRMMA.
No, not at all. So this is two undefeated amateurs that are total stud athletes. It's going to come down to who's had the better training. Patton looking to shoot up that triangle again. He's doing a good job of finding his positions. Looks like both guys thought about taking a little break there. Coach James London calling for Patton to hip up over and Kimura that arm. He's working for that grip. He might have it. He's using it to maybe take the back of Norman. If I was Zack Patton here, I would try to start climbing up high, put my hands on the mat, start walking back to take the back. But Norman doing a good job of fighting out. Patton's threatening that armbar for a minute. Looked more like a crusher. Good kick there from
Norman backing up. He's saying, I want this. I want to stand up. Let's see what you got on your feet.
Both of these guys bring a good fight. Ten seconds left. Third and final round coming up. I got to give that one to Zack Patton as well. I think it's 2-0 Patton.
James London in Apex Martial Arts, located on Arnold Drive in Shepherdsville. They're an affiliate of the Killer Bees. Someone so new to martial arts, Alex. We're looking at Zack Patton. He's been training hard, but not even for quite a year yet. What can you take away other than, yes, he does have technique, and yes, he is attempting triangles, and you can tell he knows what he's doing, along with the athleticism and aggressiveness?
If I were talking to someone that has never fought, never seen a fight, and the most important thing to take away from Zack Patton in this fight would be that you can tell that he has put in the dirty work that nobody wants to do, the road work, out running, hitting the weights, and staying active. Managing his diet, probably. I don't know what the guy's eating, but it just appears to me that
he looks good.
The results of this fight speak for themselves. It's a close fight right now. Nobody's dominating this fight, but you can tell that Patton's putting in the work, not just being in the gi, in the no gi, in the boxing gloves, but also, like I said, running, lifting weights, living the lifestyle. That's the hardest part. When you get those guys that live the lifestyle, those are the ones that go on to become legendary. Maybe Patton might be one of them. But he's got to get through Norman first. This is still very much a close fight. Could be anybody's fight.
Third and final round of this amateur fight. 3 minutes ahead of us.
Looks like Norman might be working on the neck here of Patton. Patton going to town on this single, like he's going to have to secure it soon. Norman doing a good job of stuffing the head. Now Patton needs to drop his butt down and get his strength underneath him. Patton doing a good job of passing right to side control. Looks like Norman maybe wanted to turn to his right, our left, to give away his back. So now Patton's going almost to our Carlson Gracie side control number 2. Needs to make Norman carry a little bit more of his weight there.
Alex, we have a huge MMA fan in Detroit named Jen. We want to give a shout out to.
What's up, Jen? We hope you like what you're seeing. You're watching some very good fights here.
Most people don't realize, Alex, that 65% of the MMA audience is female.
I can see why. Patton doing a great job here, just riding tough. Maybe the fighter with the bigger heart here. He's grinding out these small victories. These small victories add up to one big. He's just throwing the rabbit punches here. This might be over, honestly. Okay, Norman doing a good job of moving his hips, but man, he ate about 10 in a row. Small little rabbit punches. As Crew Scott Elliott told me in reference to Zaid Hawkins' win from earlier. Zaid said, I don't know if these punches are hurting him. Crew Scott said, it doesn't matter if they're hurting him. What matters is he has to intelligently defend himself. It doesn't matter if he can eat 100 of them. The rules are the rules.
James London instructing Zack Patton to trap the top arm and to rein in the punches.
Yeah.
What Zack is doing is dominating the position battle.
Position before submission. Every jiu-jitsu guy who's ever trained to fight has heard that. So we're going to see a big scramble here. I expect Zack Patton to start exploding here.
Right as I said that, Norman reversed it. He is now on top
now
into
Norman's
the mount
up
position.
On the Patton working up a good guard retake. We'll see if he can use his feet to kick off the armpits of Norman.
15 seconds left in the third and final round.
He got a short time here. It'd be hard pressed for Norman to do something in this position. He's going to have to flatten Patton out if he wants to do anything. And now Norman's just going to go to town with these punches. And Patton's out the back. What a scramble.
Patton back on top to end the round, the third and final round, Alex.
Dude, these guys are awesome. Both these guys are awesome.
I want to see both these guys fight for HRMMA
100%.
again soon.
100%.
Great show of sportsmanship from Norman and Patton.
Yeah. Boy, Patton put it all on the line. Norman as well.
Two 1-0 fighters. One of them's getting ready to move Alex to 1-1. The other to 2-0. How substantial is that?
As an amateur, not very. If you view it in the right perspective. Scored it for Norman. Definitely no disrespect to John Norman, but I didn't view it that way.
Patton probably had the position for the most of the fight.